Okay, recording this video after close of trade Wednesday, 10th of August 2011. Huge day, huge range volatility. What's different? Except today was an inside day. Top to bottom we had about 44 points of range, and it was an inside day compared to Tuesday. Extraordinary. 4.1 million contracts traded. For me, the most important kind of thing coming up is this pullback to end of trend sequence on the 45-minute chart. Now, I need to talk about this a little bit. I've been going on about this for about a week, saying this down move would not be over till we saw that little kind of final move. And today's activity, we saw the pullback kind of go off on the 45-minute chart, and you can see red's above blue are on better sine waves. So we're at some point we're due for an end of trend, over the next day, potentially next day, kind of signal on that. I must admit, I thought we'd pull back into this kind of region. I thought we'd, having had that kind of strength on Tuesday, that we would kind of continue that push up and get that signal, but we didn't. We kind of saw it here. I'll show you the higher time frame tip bar charts to see what was going on there. But pullback to end of trend is on the cards now. This is what worries me. Let me just pull that. This is the same chart, 45-minute chart, better sine wave. This is basically all the indicators I use on my day trading chart. So better momentum, better pro-am, better sine wave, all on one chart. Kind of cleaned up, just showing the professional and amateur bars and the Rambo patterns. Not that there are any on these charts, but these moves pullback to end of trends move ideally when you get exhaustion selling on this kind of left shoulder. We pull back to our end of trend, and we get a final kind of push down to an end of trend where we have some kind of flush signal. That's an ideal kind of exhaustion here, pullback, and the end of trend is on a flush signal where we're flushing out the last of the sellers, but the amount of selling volume is less than we got on the exhaustion kind of down here. And then what I also like to see is kind of coming into this area, blue professional bars kind of coming in here, maybe amateurs kind of coming in here, or professionals kind of coming in for a double bottom, something like that is kind of nice. Now, what I don't like seeing is this. So you can see the exhaustion selling that we got signal on this time frame happened days ago. Absolutely days ago. And all we've been doing on the way down is putting in these bullish divergence patterns. And I talk about this where they kind of tend to line up. Let me just disable this. Where these signals tend to line up, they're kind of a little bit in a straight line like this. Market doesn't like that because what normally happens is then you get some kind of shock flush signal after that. And in order to stop this move, that's what I think we're going to see. Now, the other thing is, because this exhaustion signal is so far away, I think we're going to have to see end of trend and second cyclical turn after end of trend before this is finally over. So I know in the media at the moment everybody's saying today was a horribly huge kind of down day, but in fact there was, we kind of caught the lows, kind of didn't travel very much further. I just wonder if we possibly could push above this pullback level into that region and then come back down at it again. Don't know. I mean, they're usually pretty good. They're usually, once you've got the momentum right, the pullback signals to end of trend, unless you've seen all those kind of volume signals prior to that bottom suggesting that pullback level is going to get broken and we kind of race away. So I'm just worried about that this exhaustion signal that we had was days ago. We've got this kind of line happening, and that we're potentially going to see a severe kind of exhaustion selling signal or a flush selling signal kind of down here. I just don't think we've seen that where we would expect to see it in terms of exhausting the move down. So can't be more kind of specific than that, but it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of break through 1100 with a flush of selling volume. It also wouldn't surprise me if maybe we found a little bit of support and then kind of tested back up to this region and maybe kind of came back down again. So, sorry I can't be more helpful. On the, let me just show you on the trend chart here. This trailing stop still at 12.15. That's a ways away. We've got a lot of cover to get into in order to kind of pull back down again. On the long-term tip bar charts, 40,500 tip bar chart. So with yesterday's activity, close of yesterday, we had exhaustion buying, blue professional bars kind of coming into the highs here. I thought we would keep on going through here, make a bearish divergence pattern at that 45-minute kind of cross, and then come back down and test the lows into an end of trend, either today, tomorrow, that kind of time frame. That's how I saw this kind of playing out. But in fact, what happened, that cyclical resistance held at exhaustion. We kind of fell through here, held at this point, and now we've come up to another cyclical turn where very weak selling, bearish divergence up here. We're kind of coming back down. I mean, the last signal we've got on this time frame, exhaustion buying, and we'll need to see something similar to that down here in order to end this move. Blue professional bars kind of coming in. Might be finding a cyclical support here. I thought we'd done enough damage with these kind of exhaustion selling signals down here, flush pattern and so on, and that was just a rush for the doors, short covering rally, and we kind of just test back and go back. But if you look at the 45-minute chart, it doesn't look, anyway, we could go either way. We could break through that pullback level to find a higher kind of pullback level and come back down again, or we could just kind of give up the ghost first thing tomorrow, bad news out of France or whatever it might be, and we kind of continue to extreme selling kind of on the downside. When we look at the 13,000 tip bar chart, so again, this is Tuesday's activity into the open on Wednesday. There was that kind of all that professional activity, extreme buying. We got the bearish divergence signal here. After hours, it was right on the zero line, and we sold off. And it was really a nice kind of move down here into this pullback to end of trend. Very weak selling, all these bullish divergence patterns here. Blue professional bars kind of coming in, and we kind of raced away for a nice. That was a nice kind of. I think it was about a 30-point move from top to bottom here. Yeah, I think it was. I actually, believe it or not, was moving my targets out to 10 points, and I caught a 10-point move on the way up here, which I was very happy about. I was long at 27.50, out at 37.50. I mean, the thing went to almost 57.50, so there was another 20 points in it, but I think there was a lot of volatility. I think it was this kind of sequence that I was kind of catching. So I saw that, managed to see that during the day by looking at my higher time frame charts. And so, on this time frame, we've kind of broken below cyclical support, bearish, extreme selling. So this potentially could kind of keep on going till we find a divergence pattern. Just being a little bit cagey because I don't know which way this is going to go. All I know is I don't think we've had enough extreme selling on the downside, and whether that's going to happen, first thing tomorrow or tomorrow, or we're going to break this and kind of do it in a day or 2 days time. That is in the wrong place to stop this move. We need it kind of closer in. So and on the 4,500 tip bar chart, again, for trend, I mean, we were kind of changing direction so many times today. So this was kind of a close of Tuesday into Wednesday, and you can see it was a kind of really messy pullback to end of trend kind of signal here. We got the pullback level, and then we kind of tested back up, and then that was us into a downtrend, having had that exhaustion buying and bearish divergence. And then the first bottom that we made on this lower time frame, end of trend here. The first end of trend was not good. We had exhaustion selling at that point, but we'd not seen kind of bullish divergence. And so the second one was a good one. There's our bullish divergence kind of coming in, pull back to end of trend. Blue professional bars kind of coming at the low there, and we raced back up. And this is into, look at this whole series of Rambo patterns, amateurs kind of buying that breakout there at extreme buying, and it was a false move. And then we tested back into that high blue professional bar here, bearish divergence right on the zero line, and we kind of take off to the downside. And then we're testing these kind of lows, Rambo patterns here and here, amateurs expecting a breakout, and frankly I was too. And then when I saw this kind of started to hold at this point down at 11.25, starting to set up for this rally, and you can see this rally was nice into exhaustion buying signals, blue professional bars, and bearish divergence right on the zero line right here, and we kind of sold off in this kind of monster move. I was I was to my bed around here, so didn't see this kind of actually happening real time. But it's important. We've got some nice kind of signals here in terms of double tops, double bottoms, the way these kind of test out. This one here, professionals kind of selling into this move, and we test back up, and the amateurs are driving this move back up, and you can have bearish divergence after extreme exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, and the thing kind of turns around. Similar thing happening here, but it's kind of the inverse. So the first time in, Rambo amateurs kind of leading the move here, exhaustion buying, extreme buying. Second time, the professionals kind of come in, bearish divergence right on the zero line, and we kind of take off to the downside. So these kind of double bottoms and double tops using the professionals, and it doesn't matter, the sequence doesn't matter whether the professionals are taking profits and reversing first, and then the amateurs being wrong-footed the next time, or the other way around where the amateurs are leading the move and the professionals kind of come in the next time. You see these kind of double patterns really quite frequently. So there we go. I might tag on that kind of 10-point move just because I'm proud of it, but let me tell you, it's like that was just one good trade in a whole series of good and bad. I was stopped out 3 times today for 4-point losses on those stops. With the volatility, I thought I got the direction right and so on, just got kind of taken out. Luckily the stops, I was increasing my profit target. As I was taking trades, just putting on at 10, just because I wanted to be out of the way to be able to judge the move on the way up. One of them I was 9.5 in the bag, didn't get the 10, didn't get taken out, reversed, went all the way back, and I got taken out on a stop at -4. So unbelievably bad trading on my part. There was a whole 12 trades in total for me, but I did manage to put in an 8, a 9, and a 10 today with the volatility, and ended up with 20.25, so after 12 trades. And I'm getting some emails saying people are having kind of similar luck. I hope everybody's finding these kind of videos useful. I do tend to focus on my winning trades when I put them in videos. Got a comment from a subscriber asking, do I not put videos up after I've had a bad day or a losing day? And yes, there's a little bit of that kind of going on, just so I'm disgusted with myself, because mainly I have losing days or losing trades when I'm reading signals bad and I'm getting the direction wrong, and I'm just making just stupid mistakes. I did help my kind of target being pushed out to 10 points today, did kind of help me take a little bit more on the winning trades, and my losing trades were kept at 4 or below. So anyway, I hope your trading is going well. Got long 27.50, and the reason for, just checking my stops and targets, moving my target to 37.50 just to be way out of the way. Reason for getting long, interesting day. First of all, let's show you the long-term chart. 13,500 tip bar charts formed a pullback to end of trend, and on the 4,500 tip bar chart we had our end of trend, which is kind of the left shoulder, if you like, kind of around here. Then we have all this kind of volatility, and then forming this end of trend on the 13,000, which is kind of almost like the head. So we've been testing around this kind of 20, 22, 24 type level, not been able to get through. And now I think we've tested a number of times, enough to basically break out. So here we go, kind of breaking above the 500 tip bar chart, taking off to the upside. Whoa! Blue professional bars kind of jumping the creek right here, and right here. 4,500 tip bar chart. So now I think we're into an uptrend heading towards this kind of 45-minute target. So all of a sudden everybody's getting religion, getting on board. Now my target's at 37. This is running extremely fast. Let's see what happens. So just short from 27.50. Sorry, just long from 27.50. Okay, a couple of minutes later, pro signal, or not even a couple of minutes, pro signal exit's just gone up on the 1500 tip bar chart with exhaustion buying kind of up here, but I think we're breaking out and breaking to past this channel here. So still happy to hold. I know blue professional bars coming on the 45, and we've got cyclical turn approaching, but I don't think that's profit taking. I think that's kind of getting going. So we should have a pullback to end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart. Was pretty darn explosive kind of take off to the upside. So hopefully just will get held here and we'll kind of head back up. So still holding long from 27.50. Okay, and now we came all the way back down to entry point, but cyclical support on 500 tip bar chart with a flush signal, a couple of bullish divergence patterns, and professionals coming in on the 15 and on the 45. So this was, I think they were buying the breakout here on all these time frames. We had this whole series here. So we've come back into that kind of acquisition zone, and I think they're going to pick it up again, so still holding long. Okay, a couple of minutes later, we're just hanging around this 27, 28 kind of level. A whole series of bullish divergence signals on the 500 tip bar chart, but this is what's quite interesting to me. So a down bar on the 1500 tip bar chart, down amateur bar. So this last little push down into 27.5 is just being led by the amateurs, and so what we need is to break above the high of that bar, and that, just like we're doing, would signal to me that that was just a test. It's also coming up to cyclical support on the 1500 tip bar chart. Here we go, which will be nice. So that'll kind of propel us back up to 32 and beyond. So here we go. So we've got support here on the 500, and there we go. It's nice to see it happen in real time. So in at 37.50 long, targets at long at 27.50, targets at 37.50. It's kind of midway between the two kind of resistance points, this one here and this one here. So just come into, so as soon as we come into that bar, a little bit of blue professional bar kind of coming in, not sure, okay, with exhaustion buying, not sure if that's kind of profit taking or kind of buying the breakout, but let's see. It'll be a resistance level, which would be good for, and here's the support level kind of coming. It'd be good for a pullback to end of trend sequence. Yep, that we'll get. So we've got resistance here at 33 something. So now we'll break above that, hopefully into a trend move, continuation of this trend move. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, a couple of minutes later, this thing really accelerated as soon as it kind of broke above 32, 33. We've had exhaustion buying on the upside, cyclical resistance coming on the 15, but no blue professional bars yet. Exhaustion buying at this point, so you know it's pretty extreme volatility. We could easily just poke up through 37 and be taken out. So let's go. We got within a quarter point of it, and just retraced 3 points. And bearish divergence coming on the 500 tip bar chart. Still no blue professional bars right up here, so I think we're going to have another charge at it, so fingers crossed. We've got cyclical support on the 500 kind of just signaled in this last little push down, amateur down bars. You can see one on the 15, two on the 500. So we've got support our way. Yeah, might need to just digest a little bit longer in order to build energy to try again, but no, looks like we might be trying again. So still holding out for my 37.5. No blue professional bars on the 1500 yet. Just lost a little bit of confidence there, so let's wait and see. Okay, a little while later, we did crack on through this support level, but we've come into the one on the 1500, and that was another amateur kind of down bar, kind of here. So, and it's you can see this whole sequence on the 4500 tip bar chart. So for me, that's suggesting that's an amateur kind of testing all the amateurs trying to get short, and we're kind of cracking on up. Now we're above cyclical resistance on the 500, so into a uptrend move, and yeah, it's so volatile. It's like, you know, just looking back here, thinking we were getting close to my entry point, and now we're back up at 37. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, so hoping for another crack up. 37.5 is all I need. Bingo! Out for 10. Excellent. Interestingly, okay, bang. Blue professional bars, a couple of them came on the 500 tip bar chart, one on the 1500 tip bar chart. So, you know, maybe that was a point where they're taking a little profit. So, nice for a 10-point move. And and certainly haven't had one of those today. I think I had an 8 earlier on. Anyway, that's definitely enough for me, but glad I caught that one. It's interesting how this is lining up now on the 13,500 tip bar chart, so that end of trend was kind of significant and kind of cracking on up. So yeah, it's really taking off now. We're up in the 38s. No kind of, okay, well, bearish divergence signal on the 1500 tip bar chart, not a pro signal exit. The first pro signal exit was at this point here, so that would have been a reasonable point to get out 4 or 5 points, but glad I've held through to see this through. So it's going to lose a little bit of steam potentially up here, but we're not seeing pullback to end of trend on 500, so it'll probably go further. But it's 2:10 a.m. here in Sydney, 11:10 a.m. Chicago time, so I've had enough, need to go to bed. Hope you traded well today.